well, an interactive session. Can everyone please come and fill in the front seats? Everyone must sit in front of the camera. I'll give you a few seconds to move your seat to the front. Ni ada seat lagi, boleh penuh-penuhkan. Please, 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 make this session interesting by being a sport. Wow, we have one with school uniform. Thank you. Maybe we should just lock the front door, so anyone coming in from the front can fill in the front seats, right? Can you help? Is it possible to lock the door? Okay, so hello. As mentioned by the MC, my name is Azura. I am teaching English SPM around Selangor and KL, more particularly in my tuition centers in Wangsa Maju, Shah Alam, and Gombak. So, you know, last week I had a session here on Sunday evening, and before the session started, I went to the toilet. And there was one student in the toilet actually. She was asking, awak, cikgu dah datang dah? And then I was like, yeah, dah datang. And we went into the seminar room together, and I didn't manage to look at her reaction. So I don't know what to feel. I probably look more 17 than all of you here, okay? So, but no, I've been teaching English for 12 years already. Today we are going to, well, basically do some revision on 4 main topics. But before we do that, let us get to know you first. If I were to ask you a question, please raise your hand, all right? Anyone here are in Form 4? Can I see hands of those who are in Form 4? Ada yang Form 4 tak? Tak ada. So everyone is Form 5 or you are Form 4 this year? Oh, okay, so we have one Form 4. Have you covered all the SPM format already in school? The paper 1, paper 2, you already know the exam format. Okay, so I assume everyone else is Form 5. Thank you. Testing. Thank you. Okay, now, can I see hands from those who are from outside KL and Selangor? Probably from Pahang or Negeri Sembilan or anywhere else? So all of you are from KL and Selangor, Klang Valley basically, is it? Okay, anyone from Shah Alam? No one from my hometown? No? Oh, you are from Shah Alam. Which section are you? U8. Anyone from Rawang? We had students from Rawang. You are from Rawang. Puchong? You are also from Puchong. PJ area? PJ or Subang? KL? Siapa yang sekolah di dalam KL? Okay, so majority, basically all of you are from KL and Selangor. Which school are you? What school uniform are you wearing? MTS? Methodist Girls' School, okay. Okay, for the next question, I need you to close your eyes because this question is very important for me to determine how I deliver my my presentation today. Okay, close your eyes, close your eyes. No peeking. I can see your eyes open or closed right now. Okay, if the answer applies to you, you raise your hand. Can I see hands of those who always get A in English? Put up your hand. A in English. Angkat tinggi-tinggi. Okay, thank you. Put out your hands. Don't open your eyes yet. Can I see hands of those who always get B or C in English? Put up your hands. Nobody can see you. Thank you. Put down your hands. Still, don't open your eyes. Those who always get D or E for English, put up your hands. No picking. Thank you. Put down your hands. And anyone who often fail in their English, put up your hand. Okay, thank you. Now everyone open your eyes. So there are no failures here. And you are probably from the average to the above average students. So let's set out our expectations from today's session. Number one, this session I hope, is going to be an interactive one. When I ask questions, I hope responses from you. I even have to bribe you with some candies in case if anyone doesn't want to answer my question. Okay? Secondly, if in case you don't understand if I go too fast, you can just raise your hand and stop me or slow me down. Or if there is anything you don't understand, or if you need translation for any word, it's okay for me to speak bilingually. But I'm sorry, I don't talk Mandarin or Tamil, so I can translate into Bahasa Melayu. All right? Okay. What else I have prepared for you? Okay, I know because there are a few of you who got A and B. You all can be considered as above average students. So there are probably some of the points or the topics covered today which you may find easy or you may have known beforehand. So just consider it as a revision for you. And this is also to help those who find English difficult, okay? Any topics that you think you have covered, just regard it as revision. Is everything okay? Are you all clear? Okay, and then, by the end of this session also, I hope that you will hopefully master these 4 topics that we will cover. Today we will be covering, number 1, the summary writing skills. Okay, number 2, one topic on grammar, which is the passive voice. And then we'll be doing a quick review on informal letter and also your formal letter. All right? Everyone okay? Okay, please be responsive. Everyone okay? Thank you for answering my question. Okay, next. I have some sort of code. A calling code for me between me and you. Okay, listen, if I say chikalaka, I want all of you to respond to me, boom. Okay, it must be one powerful boom. I don't want to hear boom or boom, so it must be a very, very powerful boom. Okay, can we try that? If I say chikalaka, you have to answer boom. All right, let's try this. Chikalaka. Meh, you just had your KFC lunch. Okay, let's try again. Chikalaka. 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 Can you be more powerful, or do I need to ask you to stand up? No, right? Okay. Chikalaka. 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 Okay, but if I say chikalaka, chikalaka, I want you to answer boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's try again. Chikalaka, chikalaka. Tak sama. Chikalaka, chikalaka. Chikalaka, chikalaka. Okay, thank you. So, okay, before we start with the actual, we are going into 4 topics. Before we do that, let us first go through your exam format. Okay, SPM English paper. How many papers are you supposed to answer for SPM English? 2 papers, very good. Oops. Okay, it's in your notes, right? 4 fingers. Okay. So you have paper 1, which is your essay writing. How many questions are there for essay writing? 2 papers. We have question 1, which is directed writing, and question 2, where you have to choose 1 question out of 5, which is your continuous writing. So altogether, the total marks for your paper 1 would be 85 marks. And the total time would be 1 hour and 45 minutes. Okay, that is for your paper 1, which is essay writing. And then you have your paper 2, where you have 4 sections, starting with section A. Section A contains 2 types of questions. You may want to fill that up on your right-hand side here on page 1. So what are the 2 types of two questions in section A? What are the 2 questions in section A? 2 types of questions in section A? What's question number 1 until 8? Graphic materials and short text, where you have to answer, you have to choose A, B, or C, or D from it could be a news report, or advertisement, or a graph, or a pie chart, or a comic strip. So you have to choose 1 correct answer based on the short text or materials. And then for question 9 until 15, you have your rational clause. How does your rational clause look like? You have to fill in the blanks. This tests you on your vocabulary and also your grammar knowledge for question 9 until 15. So basically for the first 15 questions, these are all MCQ or multi-choice questions where you have to just blacken the ABC. You will be given the OMR paper, right? And then you have to use your 2B pencil. And then section B. I think most students love section B, information transfer. 10 marks here. Under information transfer, I would always call information transfer as copy and paste section. Because what you have to do is basically copy the answer from the passage and write down at where you're supposed to write the answer. Okay, but be careful, section B can be pretty strict on you, as you are not supposed to make any careless mistakes at all, like missing a dot or writing a capital letter in small letter. So everything must be very precise in section B. And section C is what we are going to do today, but we are not going to do the comprehension part. We're just covering the summary. Section C contributes the highest marks for your paper 2, which is 10 plus 15 would be 25 marks, 10 for comprehension, questions 26 until 30. And how many marks for summary? 15 marks for summary. And the time allocated here would be, you are advised to spend 50 minutes for your section C, comprehension and summary. All right? And last one, you have your literature, poem, and also novel. And all together would be 20 marks. The time allocated is 35 minutes. Any questions so far on your exam outline, your paper outline? Ada soalan? No. Okay. Let's go through next. Okay. Since we are going to cover, informal letter and formal letter today, let's just go through your paper 1 structure. We have covered we'll talk about directed writing. What is directed writing? What's the difference between directed writing and continuous writing? Can you please fill in the front seats first? Do not sit anywhere behind the camera. Okay, sorry. So what's the difference between directed writing and continuous writing? Sorry? How many words? So how many words are you supposed to write for directed writing? There is no word limit for directed writing. You can write as long as you want or as short as you want, as long as all the points provided are there, and as long as you don't exceed the 45 minutes allocated time. Okay? So basically, for directed writing, it's a formatted writing and points are given. what are the most famous or the common type of essays that might come out in your directed writing? Sorry? Ada sini. What is it? Report. Some more? Article. Some more? Informal letter. Formal letter. Is there anything else? Speech or talk. The reason why we are doing informal letter or formal letter, turn to page 3. When was the last time informal letter came out in SPM? 2012. How many years ago? About 7 years. Informal letter hasn't come out in SPM for about 7 years. This is not a sport question. We are not going to discuss sport question or whatnot, but there is a huge chance that formal letter or informal letter might come out in your SPM this year. Only because both essays haven't come out for 6 and 7 years, okay? All right, so next. This is your paper 2 overview just now. Okay, we are done discussing your paper 1 and paper 2 overview. I will be covering question 2 on paper 1, which is your continuous writing, in our second part, which is in the end of September and early October later. As for today, we are going to do summary, passive voice, informal letter, and formal letter. All right? So any questions so far on the question or question type? No? Okay, so now we can proceed with your summary writing. All right. Okay, before we begin with the skills required with summary writing, how many marks again are allocated for summary? 15 marks. What is the breakdown for the 15 marks? 10? 10 points is for what? Content. And the remaining 5 is for your language. So there is a further breakdown for your language. Actually, this is how your language is assessed. 5 marks and 5 marks is for your language alone. And another 5 would be for your paraphrasing skill, paraphrasing. So these 5 will be added into 10, and then will be divided into 2, making it 5. So language does your remaining 5 points is for your language and for your paraphrasing skill. What is paraphrasing, everyone? Your ability to change probably words or sentence structure as long as the original meaning remains. Understand? Okay, but for those who are probably weak in English, they may find paraphrasing difficult. So what you can do with paraphrasing is, number 1, you can change words like, how do you change this sentence? Let's try. Teacher Azura is a beautiful woman. How do you try to paraphrase this? Which word can you try to change? Beautiful. Okay. What word can you replace with beautiful? Gorgeous. Some more? Pretty. Some more? Flawless. Flawless is not beautiful. I'm afraid if you use flawless, you wouldn't get any mark for that, because flawless means perfect. But we are just talking about beautiful. Any other word which carries the same meaning with beautiful? Gorgeous tadi, pretty, some more? Sorry? Adorable is cute, no? Charming, good looking. So you must make sure the words that you were to change or replace with must be of the same actual meaning and not change the original meaning of the word. Understand? Okay, so now let's look at the 3 summary writing skills that are required in SPM. Missing already? Never mind, I'll read for you. The summary writing skill number 1 is ability to differentiate main point and supporting details. Can those sitting at the back see my handwriting or not? Why aren't you must you sit at the back? Can you sit in front of the camera? I'll give you 1 minute to change your seat now. We have empty seats here, here, here. Second skill would be connecting your points. When you have differentiate or you have identified all your points, you must be able to connect your points. And summary writing skill number 3 is paraphrase. To paraphrase. Okay, so these are the 3 skills required for summary writing. Let's go through one by one. Okay. In order for you to find the 10 points here, you must be able to identify the important points with the less important points, which are the main points and the supporting details. So, in your summary, is it okay if you were to include your supporting details and also your examples? No. For example, if I were to say, sorry? Oh, okay. Macam rockstar. It's okay. Gantung kat pinggang kot. Sorry. Tak boleh gantung. Boleh tolong tak? Sekejap. Tolong gantung dekat tali pinggang. It was in my pocket just now. Oh, okay, alright. Okay. Kenapa the sound? Okay, hello, testing. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Where were we just now? Okay, finding the main point and the supporting details. So, if I were to give you this sentence, Johan went to the shopping mall called Aeon Big to buy fish, meat, and vegetables. How do you shorten that to only important points? Groceries, I heard groceries, very good. Some more? Should I write it down? Johan went to a shopping mall called Aeon Big to buy fish, meat, and vegetables. Okay. What is the main point in this sentence? The fact that Johan went to a shopping mall. Is it important to include the name of the shopping mall? No. Is it wrong if you were to include this in your summary? No, it's not wrong for you to include in your summary, but you might risk yourself having to exceed 130 words word limit. Understand? Okay. How do you shorten this? Grocery. So you can say Johan went to a shopping mall to buy groceries. Very good. Wow. Then we can finish early lah if everyone is so good like this. Okay. Next. Let's try this one before we go into your actual exercise. Okay. We learn many subjects in school. You can have a look at the screen here. We learn many subjects in school, including chemistry, physics, and history. How do you shorten this? Which is the important or the main point in this sentence? We learn many subjects in school. Is it necessary to include the sample of the subjects? No. Is it wrong to include the subjects? No, but you risk exceeding the word limit, okay? So this is how you do it. You just write, we learn many subjects in school. Next, okay, this one. Rubbish need not be considered waste all the time. That is why some rubbish, such as old tin cans, bottles, and newspapers, can be recycled and used again. Now, which is the supporting details or the unnecessary examples here? Okay, anyone? I'll give you sweets. Try. Any volunteer? Put up your hand. Which part should you cross out? Rubbish need not be considered waste all the time. That is why some rubbish, such as old tin cans, bottles, and newspapers, can be recycled and used again. Put up your hand now, okay? Which one? Basically, the second sentence is not important for you, okay? Thanks for trying. Any other answer? He said, that is why until used again can be crossed out. Any other answer? So you agree with him? Okay. Let's look at the actual answer then. The only point to be crossed out is the example of the rubbish, which is such as old tin cans, bottles, and newspapers. The reason why you include, this is why some rubbish can be recycled and used again. The reason why we keep the sentence is not all supporting details should be thrown away. Not all supporting details should be thrown away. Some supporting details are needed, especially when the main point is unclear. So the main point here is not all rubbish need not be considered waste all the time. And then you might want to wonder, and then what should we consider rubbish as? So the second sentence here, even though it's a supporting detail, it actually strengthens your main point, which is to explain why rubbish need not be considered waste. Understand? So if rubbish need not be considered waste, it can be recycled and used again. Understand? Okay. So remember, not all supporting details should be left behind or should be crossed out. Understand? So next. Now what you do is try to do your own question. The exercise I have provided to you on page 4 here. The exercise under the skills required in summary writing. The exercise is you have to identify and cross out the unnecessary examples or illustrations in each of the following passages. There are 2 questions for you. I'll give you around 2 minutes. Ada perkataan yang maksud tak faham, angkat tangan. Okay. The only way to score your English is by expanding your vocabulary. The more words you know, the higher the chance for you to score in English. Done? Good. Excuse me. Kalau nak bagi student jawab, kena bagi mic. Ke tak payah? Tak payah. Okay, done? Are you done? Okay, I want a volunteer to read your answer for question 1. What you have to do is just read the sentence which is not crossed out. Okay, meaning to say you just read the main point of the statement. Any volunteers? So it's for you. Okay, very good. Okay, sorry. Louder, please. Okay, he said an author usually needs a quiet atmosphere to work. Thank you. It will be hard for an author to focus. That's all. Okay, so which means from an author until to focus. Is it? Any other answer? Ada jawapan lain? Okay. Oh, okay. You rephrase. We just want you to cross out the unimportant one. So your answer would be? So until to focus also. Thank you. Okay, your friends answered from an author until to focus. But if you were to end your point to work only, meaning that you quote an author usually needs a quiet atmosphere to work only, that would be fine too. So both answers are accepted in the exam. Faham? Okay. Second one, volunteer for second question. Put up your hand so I can see who's answering. Lagi belakang duduk lagi saya kejar. Okay. Anyone from here? Read your answer. Ada tu. Okay, you read your answer. Bacakan jawapan. Sorry? Oh, who live kilometers away. So you said dogs are faithful animals who live kilometers. Jadi jawapan dia dari dogs are faithful animals until kilometers. He said dogs are faithful animals. Once I gave away a dog of mine to a friend who lives kilometers away, is it? Okay, anyone else wants to try? Okay. Only that. Okay, he said dogs are faithful animals. Any other answer, or do you agree with his answer? Your answer? No paraphrasing tau, only quoting the main point.
Dogs are faithful animals. Once I gave away dog of mine, it returned to my house before leaving.
Okay, so we have 3 different answers now. I'll give you the candies later. The most correct one would be dogs are faithful animals. That's all. Okay, because the second sentence, once I gave away a dog of mine to a friend who live blah 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 ni, is an example to show how a dog is faithful. Understand? So it is an unnecessary example to include in your summary. But good try. Thank you. Paskan. So now you know, in differentiating main point and supporting details, you need to know the main points to include in your summary, as well as some supporting details which are also important to explain your main point further. So basically, the supporting details which are required, which can be used in your summary are usually from passages which are narrative passages. You see, in comprehension, there are two types of passages. Number one, it could be factual or article. Number two, it could be a story. So sometimes, to explain a story further, you need to include the supporting details in order to make the reader understand your summary better. Understand? Okay, so remember again, only include main points. However, not all supporting details should be left behind. Understand so far? Okay, now look at the next slide. Oh, okay, we have the answer here. Okay, so these are the answer for number 1 just now. And number 2. Okay, we are going to do paraphrasing exercise now, but let's go through some samples first. This is the sample I gave just now. Mother went to the market to buy some vegetables, chicken, meat, and fruits. How do you paraphrase this? Mother to buy some groceries. Excellent. This one, okay, how do you shorten this one? Into one sentence only. Teacher Azura is our new English teacher. She is friendly and easy to talk to. How do you shorten this? Into just one sentence. Okay, any volunteer? I have many sweets to offer. Okay, but speak louder, please. But if you just use the word friendly, you don't describe the word easy to talk to. Okay, but that's a good try. Anyone else wants to try? How do you describe friendly and easy to talk to in just one word? What's the word to describe friendly and easy to talk to? Only one word. The word begins with letter A. Approachable. Who answered that? Okay, very good. It's really tiring, but I can lose calorie by walking around. Okay, so teacher Azura, okay, let's have a look at the answer. Remember, when you paraphrase, you must keep the original meaning. Our new English teacher, teacher Azura, is approachable. Understand? So you describe friendly and easy to talk to as approachable. Understand? Any questions so far? No, very good. These are some connectors you can use to connect the 2 points. But let's try to do exercise on your paper, still on the same page, page 4. What you have to do is, you have to paraphrase these 2 statements. Okay, number 1 is, the sight of children playing, running, and fooling around with one another at the shopping center will certainly not raise any eyebrows. And number 2, he said that the event was a perfect opportunity for the children to take part in the games actively. It also provided a meeting for their parents. Try to paraphrase these 2 statements. And then I might need 2 to 4 people to write down your answer here. Do you have any difficulty with the word? Kalau ada perkataan tak faham, put up your hand. We are here to learn. Not necessarily. Just shorten it, huh? No, just change paraphrase. Can? So how do you shorten? Enjoying themselves? Okay. Oh, you want to try and write your answer in front? Okay, can? Take one quadrant. Okay, anyone wants to volunteer to write answer number 1 and answer number 2? You want to try? You write at the top left-hand side. Some more? Volunteers? Probably the females. I need a representative. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. We are here to learn, okay? Then your mistakes would be very helpful to other friends. Want to try? At least you get sweets. And you get to be featured online. Come, try. One question. You choose one, either question 1 or 2. Cepatlah before I pick. Come on. In the count of 3, if no volunteer, I'll handpick you. 1, good, 1 volunteer. Another 2 volunteers, 2, 3. So I'll handpick anyone, okay? Since we already have 2 boys, jaga-jagalah the girls. Lagi you tunduk kepala, lagi I pilih. Okay, I'll pick one girl here. The sweet lady in the brown tudung. Write your answer. Which question do you want to do? Tak apa, tulis je. You do question 2. Try. Ataupun pinjam jawapan kawan. Okay, another volunteer. Can you please try for question number 2? Write down your answer here. Come on, try. I'll help you out, come. Faster, we only have 3 hours ni. So many things to cover. Come, come, come. We have so many other exercises, so you might as well be careful. I might call your name out later. Okay, go. Question 2. Or any of you, the 3 of you, you are together, right? Okay, any of you. You have tried. Okay, go and write down your answer. It's okay, come, try. You want to try? Okay, go. Are you looking at me because you want the sweets? Yeah? Tak apa, tulis je. Ubah sikit.
Enjoying themselves.
Tak pun tak payah one another. Enjoying themselves. It's okay. You donate lah to other people. This way, you wouldn't sleep in my seminar. Remember, we have 3 more topics to cover. But your handwriting is quite small lah. I hope the camera can can zoom in to show your sentence. Thank you. Take 2. Take one sweet. Thank you. Done. Okay, let's discuss your friend's answer. Thank you for trying. Let's discuss number 1 first. The original sentence is, the sight of children playing, running and fooling around with one another at the shopping center will certainly not raise any eyebrows. So first thing first, what's to raise any eyebrow is a proverb, an idiom. What does it mean? Not what? No, not warn? Not surprising, actually. It's not surprising. So you can always change this to will certainly not be surprising, for example. Okay? And your friends here have shortened playing, running, and fooling around into enjoying. It is supposed to be enjoying themselves lah. Enjoying themselves. This is not important. Not that it's not important, but when you say they are they are enjoying themselves, it is understood that they are enjoying themselves with one another. Understand? And then, shopping center can also be shortened into what? Mall. Okay? This one is also about the same, right? So I'll write down the answer that I have. You can copy if you want. Okay. It will not be a surprise seeing children having fun at the mall, but it doesn't mean that your friend's answers are wrong. This is just the most dramatic way to paraphrase. If you are confident in paraphrasing, you can, as long as you keep the original meaning, okay? But if you are not confident, just lift or copy and paste the original sentence from the passage, okay? I'll give you some time to copy before we discuss number 2. All right, so number 2, the original sentence is, he said that the event was a perfect opportunity for the children to take part in the games actively. It also provided a meeting for their parents. Okay, your friends here say, okay, we'll see this one first. He said that the event, this one is actually not important. It's not important to know who said what, okay? The event was a perfect chance. Okay, it's good that you changed the word opportunity to chance here for the children. How do you shorten take part into one word? Participate. In games and okay, how do you change this? Or do you want to paraphrase the word meeting? How do you change the word meeting for parents? Gathering also can. Okay, let's see this one. The event was what? You made something here. For the children to take part, tadi you change into participate. In the games actively is not important. And it provided a meeting. Oh, okay, this one is also the same. So you change it into gathering, or if you want to stick with meeting, that would be all right too. Okay. Understand? Paraphrase contributes 2.5 marks to your summary. However, if you are not confident in paraphrasing, um, I really don't suggest that you do paraphrasing, because you might lose more marks instead of trying to acquire that 2.5 marks. Understand? But if you are confident to change one or two words, like take part here, you understand, you know the synonym for take part, which is participate, then you can proceed to just changing one or two words instead of changing the whole sentence structure. Understand, everyone? Okay, let's do our chikalaka. 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 Okay, now we are going to do actual summary, but you are not going to write your summary. What I just want you to do is to find the important points, to find the points for the summary question. Oh. So we have a passage here. What you have to do is you have to find 10 points from the passage. But before that, this passage is on page 5. Turn to your page 5. Before we start looking for the points, what type of passage is this? Is this a narration or an article? Petikan berbentuk cerita ataupun artikel? It's an article. So it is much easier for you to find the points. So now let's look at page 7, where the question is. I'll read to you the question. Okay, this is the question. Based on the passage given, write a summary on the ways to create a happy family. There is an error here. You see, your summary must be in continuous writing form, not in note. Use material from line 25 to line 66. It is supposed to be from line 25 to line 55. Please correct the question there. So basically, you have to find points from paragraph 5 until paragraph 10. But it will take too much time for everyone to find 10 points. What we'll do is we'll divide this side of the class. We'll have to find points from paragraph 5 until 6 on page 5. And this side of the class, we'll have to find points from paragraph... No. Let me do it again. Okay, sorry. This side of the class, my right-hand side or the left side of the class, would have to find points from paragraph 5 and 6. And this side of the class would have to find points from paragraph 7 until the end. Okay, start doing now. If you stumble upon any word that is difficult for you to understand, just put up your hand. Kalau jumpa perkataan yang tak faham, angkat tangan. Boleh ke hilang dari kamera ni? Saya tak pergi guna MacBook. Tapi nak highlight nak macam mana? paragraph 6. 1 point from paragraph 6. Faster. Make time. Itu je. For. Okay, very good. Furthermore, okay, we'll quote from here. Furthermore, make time for reading. Make time every day for reading. But if you were to quote until the end of the sentence, it would be all right too. Another point in paragraph 6, one last point. Sorry? Journal writing. That would be, try journal writing is an explanation to another main point. What's the main point? Yes, important. It is also important for children to spend some time writing each day. So now we have 5 points already. Those sitting on my left, we'll have a look at paragraph 7 now. What is the first point in paragraph 7? Any volunteer? Yes. Okay, she quoted here. Parents should try to spend a little time interacting with just one child a day. Any disagreement with her? You disagree. You agree. Any other answer? Okay, the actual main point would be we should go one-on-one with the children. The point she quoted just now was an explanation to going one-on-one with children. Okay? Second point from paragraph 7. Yes. Very good. Family members should appreciate each other. Any other answer from any other points from paragraph 7? No, so we only have 2 points in paragraph 7. Let's look at paragraph 8 now. Okay, a hint. In paragraph 8, you should also include one supporting detail, which is also important to explain the origin, the main point. So what's the first point in paragraph 8? Anyone? Okay, you could, parents should also reward good behavior of their children. This is good, but you left other points before that. What are the points before rewarding good behavior? One answer from one person. Sorry is not enough. Okay, the elaboration for this, which is also important to include in your summary, would be find a way to help heal the hurt he or she has caused by, only here. He or she has caused. Meaning this explains why sorry is not enough. Minta maaf sahaja tidak cukup. So you have to find a way to help heal the hurt. We have 10 points already, but there is one more point in paragraph 9 or 10. Anyone? Parents? Yes, parents should portray their love for one another. This would be the last point or the 11th point. And then what you should do next would be to write this in a summary of 130 words. And if possible, you have to connect all these points using the connectors like furthermore, in addition, and also if you are confident enough to paraphrase these points, go ahead and paraphrase. Or else you just quote this in your summary. Understand? Okay, we are done with summary writing. So if I were to say single clap, how many times should you clap your hand? 1 time. Double clap? 2 times. Triple clap? Quadruple clap? Okay, let's try this. Be alert. Single clap. Once again, one uniformed sound. Single clap, double clap, triple clap, single clap, triple clap, single clap, triple clap, double clap, one single clap, triple clap, quadruple clap, multiple claps. Okay, good. You're all very alert. So ready for our next topic now? Okay, so everyone, turn your notes to page, hang on, page 18. We are going to do our second topic, which is grammar. And the topic would be passive voice. What's a passive voice? Is there any passive voice in Bahasa Melayu? What's a passive voice? Voice, suara, passive. What's a passive voice? A passive type of sentence. But let's see how passive voice looks like. But before we go into passive voice, everyone must understand past participles. Do you need some time to settle down first? Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds. Try to breathe in, out. Hey, who volunteered to answer questions just now? I lost track already. Later you just come and collect your reward here. Okay, let's take a selfie lah then. In the meantime. Okay, okay. I comply. This side. Okay. Ready? Chikalaka? Chikalaka? Okay, what's a past participle? What's a past participle? There is no exact meaning to what past participle is, but I always call it the third column word. Okay, we have the root word here. You actually have the list in your notes. And then we have the past tense. We also have the past participle here. So basically, past participle is the third column word. For example, let's try the word eat. What's the past tense for the word eat? Ate. What's the past participle for the word eat? Eaten. Very good. Let's try the word run. What's the past tense? How about past participle? Run. Excellent. I can retire early like this. What about the word read? Read. See, good pronunciation some more. Past participle? Okay, who said the past participle for read is read? Put up your hand. Okay, very confident, three confident people here. Who said the past participle for read is read? Put up your hands. So those who don't put up your hand, what's the answer? You don't know, okay. The past participle for read is read. See, the three confident people just now got the answer correct. What about this word? What is the past tense for the word put? How about the past participle? Put. Last one, let's try this. What's the past tense for the word talk? Talked with ed. How about the past participle for talk? Talked also with ed. Okay, so what I'm trying to show you here is there is no single way on how to remember the past tense, the past participle. All you have to do is to read a lot or probably listen to English materials so that you will remember these words quicker. There are a few, there are a few types of past participle. Number one, there are a few types of verbs. These are all verbs, kata kerja, right? So there are a few types. Number one is when all the three root word, past tense, and past participle are different, like number one. Okay. Number two is when past participle is the same with the root word, right? Number two, run, ran, run. Come, came, come. Number three is when all the three columns are the same, like put, 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 cut, 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 broadcast, broadcast, broadcast. Okay? And number four is when the past participle is the same with the past tense. So like I said, there is no formula or shortcut to remember this. You just have to read a lot, and when you stumble upon these words, you'll figure out themselves. Okay? So this is past participle. The reason why we need to learn past participle is because it is used in your passive voice. Dalam ayat passive. So let's have a look at the slide now. When do you use a past participle? We have covered what is past participle. Okay, in the first instance, to use a past participle is with perfect tense. Perfect tense are like, a perfect tense is like, she has eaten just now. So, has eaten is a simple, present perfect tense. Okay, and you use the past participle here to describe her action, which is just eaten. Most students, the most common mistake for this is students like to use she has ate just now. She has ate, she has ate. So the correct one would be you use past participle after the word has, have, and had. Understand? Okay, some examples are here. Have seen, has eaten. Any questions so far for perfect tense? Because we are not going to cover perfect tense today. Clear? We have 4 perfect tense, simple past, past perfect tense, past perfect progressive tense, present perfect tense, and present perfect progressive tense. Okay, I'll just give the example for you. These are the 4 perfect tenses I mentioned just now. This is present perfect. This is present continuous perfect. Present perfect continuous. This is past perfect. This is past perfect continuous. Okay? But we are not going to cover this. This is just additional information for you. Because we are going to cover this. Passive voice. Ataupun dalam bahasa Melayunya ialah ayat passive. I think passive voice is available in any language, in all languages. Okay? Let's go through the sample of the first passive voice. Oh, no. Okay, let's go through. When do you use passive voice? Number one, when we want to highlight the object affected or the victim of the verb, For example, teacher Azura is loved, look at the underlined word, by her SPM Flick students. So is loved is to indicate that, to indicate passive voice. Meaning here, teacher Azura is the victim or the object affected by the word loved. Okay, if I were to drop the word is here, teacher Azura loved by SPM Flick students, it shows that I am doing the love activity, right? Or teacher Azura loved her SPM Flick students. So in this sentence, it shows that you love me, not I love you. But I also love you lah. But this is, you understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, let's look at the second instance when to use a passive voice. When the doer is unknown, when you don't know who does something. For example, the vase was broken. So you don't know who broke the vase. So because you don't know who broke the vase, you must use the passive voice. The vase was broken. Okay, and the third instance would be when the doer is irrelevant. When it is not important at all to know who does the verb. A sample here is a new LRT station will be built in Setia Alam. You see, it's not important to know who is building the LRT station, but it's important to know what is being built, what will be built in Setia Alam. Understand? So these are the three instances when you use passive voice. And you can use passive voice if you wish to paraphrase your summary just now. Okay? I'll give you like 1 minute to copy this. Or if you're clever, you can snap picture. Just snap and then keep your phone away. Faham boys at the back? The three instances to use passive voice is number one, to highlight the victim. Number two, when you don't know who does the verb. Number three, when it is not important to know who does the verb. Okay, these are the three instances to use passive voice. And in passive voice, you cannot miss using the past participle. All passive voice require past participles. Okay, now, let's look at this sentence. Ming-Wai kills Stephen. But before that, please remember that in all complete English sentences, there will be a subject and also a verb. So what's the subject in this sentence? Ming-Wai. What's the verb in this sentence? Kill. So let's have a look at this. The subject is Ming-Wai. What does Ming-Wai do? Ming-Wai kills Stephen. Okay, how do you change this into passive voice? Stephen was killed or is killed? Okay, siapa cakap was killed? Put up your hand confidently. Was killed. Siapa cakap is killed? Put up your hands. Okay, we'll see who gets this right. When you want to change an active sentence to passive voice, you must first identify the tense first. Kills. What tense is kills? Past or present? Present. So if you were to change this into passive, you must maintain the tense. The tense here is present tense. Stephen is singular or plural? Singular. So this is simple present and singular. What you have to do is bring the subject to the back, bring the object to the front, and your sentence will become Stephen. No. I made my own mistake here. It is supposed to be Stephen is killed. Stephen is killed by Ming-Wai. Because the word kills here. Oh my God! What did I do? I need help, sorry. Oh, here, okay. I'm so sorry. So clumsy. Oh, so sorry. I'll just use the whiteboard in the meantime. Okay. Okay, just focus on the whiteboard in the meantime. Stephen. Who was killed just now? Who is killing just now? I forgot. Ming Wai. Ming Wai kills Stephen. So you bring Stephen to the front and Ming Wai to the back. It becomes Stephen is killed by Ming Wai. Okay, understand? Why is it is killed? You use is because Stephen is singular and also because kills is a simple present tense. So you must keep the tense and also you must ensure if the victim just now is a singular or a plural noun. Understand? Okay. I'm so clumsy. Okay, what happens if I change this word? Would your passive voice still be the same or not? What should this be? Was killed. But what happens if I say Ming Wai killed Stephen and John? And John. So you should use were. Killed. Were killed. Okay, because this is plural and this is past tense. Okay, while waiting for that, turn to page. Oh, we are done. Okay, so I cannot move there. Okay. Oh, really? Then take it. Okay, let's have a look at this. Suraya is feeding her cat. This is a present continuous tense, meaning that you have to bring the ing to the bottom. Suraya is feeding her cat becomes the cat is being fed by Suraya. Understand? You maintain the tense and then you must determine if the object is singular or plural. Let's have a look at the third example. Sam has bathed the dogs this morning. So has bathed is a present perfect tense and the dogs is a plural noun. So it becomes the dogs have been bathed by Sam this morning. Or this morning, the dogs have been bathed by Sam. Okay, next. We'll just go through quickly. Mario scolded Luigi. And becomes Luigi was scolded by Mario. The same example here. Ming Wai killed Stephen. Stephen was killed by Ming Wai. Understand? Okay. What you do now is the exercise on page 19. There are 5 sentences for you to change from active to passive voice. 6 minutes for you to complete all 5 sentences. Next, I need 5 volunteers to write your answers here. Volunteers or not so volunteers lah, if I have to pick you, handpick you. Yes, you want to try? Okay, which answer? Okay, go. Don't use the red marker, use either blue or black. Yes? You want to try? Or you want to ask question? Mm-hmm. Plural ke singular? Hmm. What's the plural past tense? Plural past tense for the flood victims. Kalau singular is was, kalau plural also from W. Were. First, you identify the verb. Second, you identify if the object, remember SVO just now, if the object is plural or singular, then only you reshuffle everything. Okay, we have one volunteer for number 1. Anyone wants to volunteer number 2? You want to do number 2? Okay, number 3. Don't use the red marker, use the black or white only. Apa objek dalam ayat ni? Objek dia. Provided ni provided apa? Kita diberi apa? Yes. So itu jadi ke depan. We try? Yes. You want to try or you want to ask? Oh, okay. Which one? First? Or you want to check if it's correct or not? Yesterday, okay. How many people are there? Are the flood victims? This is plural or singular? The flood victims. Ramai ke seorang? Ramai. So you cannot use was. What should you use? Were visited by the Prime Minister. Oh, your question? Sama. Okay. Number 1, what's the verb? Very good. What's the object? Are you sure? You provide the family or you provide shelter and food? Yes. Yang tu tak ada pun tak apa. So ingat, passive voice is used when the doer is not important. Yes.
Is it okay if you didn't use the word they?
Yes. Remember, the instances to use passive voice is when it is not, the doer is not important. The doer is irrelevant. So in this sentence, when you say, what is this? Allowed, right? The victims, blah, 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 were allowed. So is it important to know who allowed them? No. So you don't have to put by whom. You want to try? Oh, nobody wants to try.
If is it okay if I put the by at the back?
Yes, yes. Shouldn't be a problem.
When do you
Good.
use had? When you use were or what?
This is perfect tense. This is just simple past tense. So if the original sentence contain have, you change it into has. Where is this simple past tense? Has. Present perfect tense is used when something has happened but is still happening. For example, this one, the rescue team has evacuated. It shows that the evacuation process has happened but is still ongoing. Okay. Any volunteer for number 4 and 5? Volunteer or kena paksa rela? Try lah. Uniform sekolah kan cantik. Boleh memperagakan. You want to try? Okay, you want to ask question. Tumpang lalu. Yes. Tak payah. Awak kena tukar, yang perlu tukar cuma verb sahaja. Verb dalam ayat tu apa? Given kan? Yes. So yang lain-lain tak payah tukar langsung. Yes. Boleh ke ni? Faham tak yang kat sini ni? Risau betul 9 orang ni. You don't look form 5. I look younger than you. Okay, okay, but shelter and food is a singular noun or plural noun? How many shelter and food? Yalah, one shelter, one food. Two nouns were provided. Okay. Volunteer for number 5A. You haven't taken your gula-gula. Go and take lah. Oh, we have volunteers already. Who volunteered just now? Yes. Okay, yes. Thank you for reminding. You have to try lah. Siapa lagi seorang tadi? Who did number 2? You did number 2, right? Okay, let's wait for your friends to finish. Remember the 3 instances to use passive voice. Number 1, when you want to highlight the object affected. Number 2, when you don't know who the doer is. And number 3, when the doer is not important. Okay? Some instances in the 5 sentences show that the doers are not important. Okay, let's check number 1. The original sentence is, the Prime Minister visited the flood victims of Kampung Ketayap yesterday. First and foremost, identify the verb. What's the verb in the sentence? Visited. What is visited? What tense is visited? Simple past tense. What's the object in this sentence? What's this? The flood victims. Oh, okay. So the flood victims of Kampung Ketayap is the object, and you bring the flood victims of Kampung Ketayap to the front. This one is correct by the small letter here. Okay, is this correct? Was visited? No. Why? Because flood victims is a plural noun. You are supposed to write were visited by the Prime Minister yesterday. Okay, that is for number 1. Any argument for number 1? Number 2, the original sentence is, the rescue team has evacuated the flood victims to a higher ground. What is the verb in this sentence? What's the evacuated only or has evacuated? Has evacuated. What tense is has evacuated? Present perfect tense. What's the object in this sentence? The flood victims. Okay, your friend here said was evacuated. Is this correct? No. How do you bring present perfect tense into passive voice here? Have been evacuated. Okay, have been evacuated by the rescue team to a higher ground. Understand? Number 3, the original sentence is, they provided our family with shelter and food. What is the verb here? Provided. What tense is provided? Simple past tense. Now, the multi-dollar question. What is the object in this sentence? Our family or shelter and food? Okay, who says the object is our family? Put up your hand. Meaning you put our family at the front. What is the object here? Okay, put down your hand. Who said the object is shelter and food? Oh, only a handful of you. The answer is shelter and food is the object of this sentence. Meaning the answer should be shelter and food. Plural or singular? Plural were provided for our family. Is it important to know who provided shelter and food for our family? No, so you don't have to say by them. But if you were to put, it's okay. Okay. Number 4, the original sentence is, the volunteers also gave some home-cooked meals to the victims. What is the verb here? What's the word? Okay, gave. What tense is gave? Simple past tense. Now, what's the object in this sentence, number 4? Home-cooked meals or the victims? Siapa cakap number 4, the object is home-cooked meals? Put up your hands. Yakin je, angkat tangan. Meaning all of you said that the object here is the victims. So which one? What is the object here? Given ni. Sorry? Some home-cooked meals. Okay, the answer is some home-cooked meals. Meaning some home-cooked meals were given to the blah, 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 blah. Okay. Understand? By the volunteers. Okay, understand? Last but not least, they allowed the victims to return home once the flood has receded. What is the verb here? Allowed, very good. What tense is allowed? Simple past tense. Now, what is the object? Sorry? Apa objek dalam ayat kelima? The victims. Your friend here answered the victims were allowed to return home once the flood has receded. This is a correct answer. No correction. So it's not important to know who allowed the victims to return home. Okay? It's not important to put by them here because the doer is irrelevant in this sentence. What's important is you know that the victims can now return home. Okay. A few seconds for you to finish copying if required.
Tak faham a bit only lah.
Oh.
If it changes the place again, how can I know that the thing need to change the word and
Sorry, how? I don't understand what you tak faham.
actually I tak faham this
Exercise?
yeah,
Okay.
exercise, yeah, I tak faham. I don't know how to change the thing.
Oh, okay. The first thing first, you must identify what's the verb. When you identify the verb, you know what to change. For example, here, the active verb is visited. Meaning next you have to change visited into passive. What's the passive voice for visited? It should be were visited or was visited. So because the flood victims here is plural, you have to use were. So the reason why we teach this is in some instances, for example, if you were to write a report, some reports require you to use passive voice. Yes. Okay? Okay. Your friend was asking, no, this is not what she asked, but when do you use passive voice? In what type of question or essay do you normally use passive voice or is suitable to use passive voice? You can use in report, yes. When the doer or the executor is not important, you use passive voice, like this sentence. Some home cooked meals were given to the victims. It's not important to know who gives the victims the home cooked meals, but it's only important to know that we have saved the victims, okay, by giving home cooked meals and also shelter and food, okay, understand? So what you do is probably at home you can try to Google active voice online exercises so that you can get better understanding on passive voice. All right. So in your exam later, you have different types of sentences used in your essay. Not just all straightforward essay. I am Azura. I teach English. I love chendol. I teach at BAC. So understand? You want a variety type of sentences. Hence why you can include passive voice, active voice, compound, complex sentences in your essays. Understand? Okay, we are done with our second topic. How many? We have 1 more hour to cover 2 more topics, which is informal letter and formal letter. So I'll give you 1 minute to settle down, to breathe in, or if anyone needs a toilet break, you can go now. Okay. Yes.
For question number 3 and 4, why include the shelter and food and also the home cooked meals as the
Object. Okay. You need to give what is the object. Object is what is affected by the verb. So the word provided here is provided ke? Okay, you salah kan. Baik saya tunjukkan kat situ. The word provided here, provided is beri kan, diberikan. Apa yang diberikan? Oh, family ke, shelter and food. Nampak tak? Sebab family dalam ayat ni is the indirect object. Jadi kita nak bagi, kita bukan nak bagi family, kita nak bagi benda tu. Understand? Sama juga dengan number 4. What is given? The home cooked meals, but not the victims. Understand? The victims tu kalau tak ada pun tak apa. Home cooked meals were given. Ayat dah lengkap. Understand? We don't, kalau kita cakap the victims were given, kena ada something. Ayat tak lengkap lagi. Tapi kalau kita ayat dah titik dekat the given tu, ayat tu dah perfect English sentence lah. Understand? Okay. So you kena ask yourself which is affected directly by the verb. Then only it becomes the object. Okay. Okay. Okay, everyone. You're not discussing novel. Only about unit discussing novel. With dear Mr. Kilmer, is it?
Not the novel, but ways to answer.
If we have time. But I don't prepare the notes for the novel. Okay. Sorry. Why, do you always have trouble with novel, is it? I see. Yes. Sama juga soalan. Okay.
Because some of my teachers told that it's okay if you write a short one, but some
Novel?
of them say that at least you have like around 2 pages to
No lah.
get at
As long as you know, okay, how many marks, I can counting? How many marks are there for novel? I counting. 15 kan? This is how it is divided. You have 15. You will get 1 mark. For example, the question asks you to write about your favorite character. Okay, when you mention one favorite character, Mr. Kilmer, you get 1 mark. Where is the, 5 marks? 10 and 5. 5 marks is for your language lah. 10 is for your point. And then the remaining 3 is for your explanation. 1 and 2. 1 is for your, why do you like Mr. Kilmer? You give reason lah, because he is handsome, for example. And then the 2 mark here comes from which part of the novel do you extract it from. Meaning here one sentence, dah cukup. Don't waste time on writing. You know, examiner pun malas nak baca. Okay? Oh, boleh? Contohnya I have. Itu past perfect tense. Contohnya I had you had apa? I had my breakfast just now. Tapi kita nak tunjukkan I had my breakfast before I came to the seminar. So I had my breakfast. Sebab dia punya verb tu dah had. Jadi awak tambah jadi perfect tense, jadilah had. Okay? Yes? Ni last question After this we will begin with informal letter. Yes? You want to borrow mine? Yes, come. But I forget quickly. You must return to me. Come lah, take. Nanti I kena jalan lagi. Yes? Yeah. There is no specific storybooks. Listen to podcasts. Yeah. You know, the most common mistake people always use is like I have drank just now, but it is supposed to be I have drunk, or I have ate. Have you eaten? Yeah, I have ate just now. I have ate. That is a grammar mistake. So you must know when to use lah. Have you found your pencil already? Okay, good. Okay. Let's try your hand clapping alertness. Single clap. Boleh nampak ke kat sini? Single clap. Single clap. Single clap. Double clap. Single clap. Triple clap. Single clap. Double clap. Triple clap. Multiple claps. Okay. So if I say multiple claps, what you have to do is to clap as many times as possible in 10 seconds. Okay, let's try again. Single clap. Double clap. Triple clap. Multiple claps. That's 15 seconds already. Okay, informal letter. What's important in informal before that? How many marks are there? How many marks are allocated for an informal letter? Berapa markah untuk informal letter? All for directed writing. How many marks? 35. Let's look at the marking breakdown. You have 15 marks for points and also for the format. The further division would be like this: 3 for format and 12 for points. And the remaining 20 would be for your language. Okay? So in informal letter, in order for you to score these 3 points, what you have to do is do not miss any important format. That's all. Okay? There are 6 format and informal letter. Let's go through from the top until the bottom one. Okay. Let's say this is your informal letter. Like I said, there are 6 format for you to write in. What is the first thing that you have to write in informal letter? We are talking about the format here. Address. Whose address? Sender's address. Where do you write the address? On your right hand side. Here, this is the address. Okay, I'll just write a fake address. Number 1 Jalan Taman Singa 4000 Segambut Kuala Lumpur. I hear voices at the back. Is there any problem? Okay, so the first format would be the sender's address. My question would be, why don't you include the sender's name? This is informal letter. Why don't you include the sender's name? Sorry? You already know who's sending the letter. Okay, because informal letter is a letter sent to people you personally know. What is next after the address? Date. Where do you write the date? Here? And then on your right hand side, what's the date today? 4th August. 4th August 2019. Okay? And then the third, what date is this actually? The date you write the letter. Next, after the date, the salutation. Where do you write the salutation? On your left, below the date. So you normally start with dear something something, dear Azura. Or if you want to say dear brother, dear sister, dear father, dear cousin, it's up to you. We have 3 already. Next, what do you write? We have our introduction paragraph. What do you write in your introduction paragraph? Hobby? What's in your introduction paragraph? You ask about your well-being. Ask for well-being. And what else do you write in your introduction paragraph? Who said that? The purpose of writing. Okay, only these 2, but it could be as long as you want because there is no word count here. There is only time limit, which is 45 minutes, okay? And then you go on rambling about your story and whatnot. Okay, next, at the end, how do you end your letter with? What do you write then? Okay, you can write thank you anywhere you like, in the last paragraph or in a separate line. After thank you, the closing, the complimentary close. Yours sincerely, yours truly. The safest one would be yours sincerely. And then your signature. Okay. Is it important to write your name? No. Why? You already know the sender. Will you get a mark deduction if you write your name? No also. But if you miss any of this, and this, your marks might be deducted. You probably got 2 out of 3. So you just have to have these 6 in mind in order for you to secure the 3 marks for your format. Understand? Okay, and then the other 12 would come from your points. Ini pun is not supposed, you cannot miss or you cannot lose this 12 plus 3 marks because it's very easy. You just put in your writing and you get automatically 15 marks for your directed writing. Then it goes down to your language. If you can score, or if you can write in perfect grammar, perfect spelling, then it's okay. All right, now let's have a look at the question. Or do I have any here? Okay. This is the most common ways to write the opening paragraph. These are some templates, but if you have better ways to write your opening or introduction paragraph, you can use yours. I'll read mine here. I hope you are in the pink of health, or I hope you are doing well. I hope you are fine. I hope you are awesome. And then you tell the receiver about you. My family and I are great, are fantastic, are fine. And you can say, my family send their regards to you, or my friends send their regards to you. So this is one of the ways to ask for well-being and inform your well-being to the receiver. Okay? not compulsory for you to use this. If you have better ways, then you can use yours, okay? Some are still copying. We'll wait for them. Okay, next. This is how you want to inform your purpose of writing. I am writing to you because blah, 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 blah. The reason I write this letter is blah, blah, blah. The purpose of writing this letter is blah, blah, blah. So these are some of the templates you can use to inform the purpose of you writing the letter to the receiver. Okay? Again, this is just a guideline. But if you have better ways or other sentences, and you can use more bombastic words, you are welcome to use yours. Okay? Can we move on to the next slide? All right. Allah, it's okay. These are some of the errors. Kita sepatutnya keluar ada animation, but it's okay. Find the errors in the following sentences. Kita tengok First and foremost, we'll just discuss it quickly because these are the most common errors. First and foremost, would gain new experiences joining the National Service Program. What is the error here? I put an arrow here, but what is the error? No? Apa yang tertinggal? No subject. Remember, in every complete English sentence, there must be a subject and a verb. And then if you are required to write an object, you can write in. Here, first and foremost is your introductory phrase. This person immediately jumps into would gain new experiences joining the National Service Program. So you miss who would gain. You can say you, they, we would gain. So what's missing here is the subject. The doer of would gain new experiences. Understand? Remember, all complete English sentences must contain a subject and a verb. Okay, next. The program can meet a new friends because you are talkative. So the error here would be can help you meet, because the program cannot meet. Who can meet? You meet new friends. We have to drop the word here because new friends is already an indication for plural because you are talkative. This is actual example from my own students. Okay, next errors. Some of the benefits of having good habits are being punctual, hardworking, and others. This is one of the most common, not mistakes, but it is better not to end your example with the word others or so on. The same goes with your Bahasa Melayu sentences. I quote in Bahasa Melayu, terdapat beberapa kebaikan menyertai program latihan khidmat negara seperti A, B dan lain-lain. Jadi you love to end your example with dan lain-lain dan sebagainya, others, so on. Okay, what you have to do is to end an example with the last example. For example here, some of the benefits of having good habits are being punctual, hardworking, and what is the last example you can give? And disciplined, for example. Okay, so do not end your example with words like this, like others, so on. Understand? Jangan akhiri contoh dengan perkataan-perkataan seperti ini. Understand? Alright, and last one. You will be able to polish your leadership skills at there. So there already means di sana, at there would mean di sana. So when you want to use there, you don't use the preposition at. Understand? Okay, now let's have a look at your question on page, what page is it? Hang on. On page, what page? 10. I'll read the question for you. Your cousin has been chosen to take part in the National Service Program and is worried about going. You have decided to write a letter to tell him or her about the benefits of this program and to encourage your cousin to go. how do you know if this question requires you to write a formal or an informal letter? Because you already know who are you writing to, your cousin. So it automatically becomes an informal letter. And then 12 points are already given for you from develop good habits until discipline. Let's read further instruction. When writing the letter, you must, number 1, lay out your letter correctly. Number 2, use all the notes given. And number 3, remember that your letter is to your cousin. Okay, some questions may require you to add your own points. If you have stumbled upon questions like, you must add 2 more points on your own. So that is why if you miss adding 2 more points, you will lose the 12 points, the 12 marks for your points. Understand? So it's important that you read the question as a whole. Okay, what you are supposed to do now is to write just one paragraph. You write all this, the address, the date, your introduction, and one short paragraph containing points on, be independent and gain new experiences. Meaning you have to write the address, the date, salutation, introduction, and one body paragraph. Okay, start writing now. And then I have a few volunteers to write here. Later, I need 3 volunteers to write those on the whiteboard. Remember, write the top format, your one introduction containing the well-being part just now, and also the purpose of you writing, and also one short paragraph containing points on gain new experiences and be independent. Should you have any trouble, put up your hands, I'll come to you. Sorry? Introduction and one paragraph containing the 2 points. No, only this. Up to you. Only include this point. One introduction and one short paragraph containing these 2. The benefits. Sorry? Just make up. Kan? You nak guna perkataan sendiri. Boleh, tapi 12 points ni kena masuk. Contohnya kalau you nak guna your own words, but you can change words here, boleh. Maksudnya you can use your own words as long as these 12 points are here. Ada. Sebab markah untuk point memang 12 je. Meaning ni pun dah ada 12. You include all 12, you dapat 12. Ada introduction satu and another one paragraph on this. Kiranya 2 paragraph je lah. Okay. Just make up any address would do. You can always make up the address. I normally don't suggest students to write your actual address in the exam. Make up any address. I don't think there is Taman Singa in Segambut. Yeah. But it's not wrong to not skip also. There's no specific format on that. Boleh ke? Tulisan doktor ni. Only 2 paragraphs, okay? One introduction, another paragraph containing points on be independent and gain new experiences. And then I need 3 volunteers. If possible, people who have not come to the front yet to write the 2 paragraphs. Remember, write points on gain new experiences and be independent only. Oh, got questions here. Teacher, you look beautiful. Thank you. I'm sorry, some of you have asked on literature because we won't be covering literature at least in part 1. But I might consider discussing about novel in part 2. But if we have SPM candidates from different states outside KL, it will be difficult to discuss novel because they use different novels, you see? That is one of the issues lah. If we were to use, because KL and Selangor use Dear Mr. Kilmer, right? The northern region use different novel and the southern region also use different novel. So if we were to discuss this in this seminar, the viewers, the online viewers wouldn't benefit from our discussion. How to expand our vocab? Read a lot. Listen to a lot of English materials, like from podcasts, Light FM, BFM. What other English radios? Sorry? What? Come again? Readers? Or reading from Reader's Digest. Yeah, you can even read comics. I grew up reading Archie comics to improve my English. Because I don't really love reading, I find reading too overwhelming. What I do is I read comics. Okay, now you have online comics, so go ahead and read. Or follow, if you have Twitter, you follow tweets, is it tweets? People on Twitter who write good English to improve your English. How to identify main points in summary? Oh, I have. Do you have any tips on how to identify the 10 main points in summary? How do I answer this? How do you identify the 10 main points? If the sentence does not answer the question, then it is not the main point. For example, the question just now was how to create a happy family, right? So if the sentence in the passage does not answer how to create a happy family, then it is not the main point. How can we get full marks for our essay? Honestly, it is impossible for one to get full marks for your essay. Because you will always, your question, is it? No, okay. Because there will always, you remember, your your examiner in SPM is like someone who will look for mistakes in your paper, on your paper. So, even the tiniest mistake would render your marks to be deducted. So it's, how do you just have to, if you still want to get full marks, it depends on which essay. For this essay, for directed writing, you get all 15 marks for math and 12 for points. That's 15 marks. And you just make sure you write in perfect grammar and spelling, then only you can get perfect marks. But
B essay. They will already, divide or categorize your essay. And then when they read again, they will give you mark based on whether C, B, or A. No worries. Very long. This is 2 points. I don't. It's not that I don't encourage you to write in length, but you have 12 points, and you don't necessarily need to elaborate on all the points. For example, you write, okay, by joining national service program, you get to develop good habits like blah blah and blah. Oh, plus you also get to make new friends. Okay, meet new friends does not require any elaboration, right? So not all points need to be elaborated. That's why keep it short, because you want to focus on the second essay later. This essay has no word count, so you can write it short. Remember, that's the strategy.
Okay, teacher, if I put an N, like I feel like the first point and the second point can.
Yes, just come. Okay, the benefits, some of the benefits of done. Okay, the benefits of ini are develop good habits and make new friends. Okay, can also. Yes. Among others, for example, one of the benefits. Okay, we have an essay here. This is a good one, I think. Okay, we have a salutation, dear Alia. And then let's read her first paragraph. I hope you and your family are in good health. Very good. She asked for the well-being. I am writing today to tell you about the benefits of going to National Service Program. Also good because it contains the purpose of her writing the letter. Now let's have a look at the second paragraph. One of the benefits, one of you asked just now, how do you start your point? This is one way. One of the benefits of going to this program is you can be independent. Okay? The reason I say this is because can you use reason and because in the same sentence? The reason I say this is reason is like because. I think you don't need to write because there is the word reason there. The reason I say this is you will need to take care of your own self. Moreover, you will gain new experiences as you will participate in a lot of fun activities. Okay, I have explained this to some of your friends. There are 12 points here, but you need not elaborate on all points. What's important is that all points are there, so you pick points which you think you can explain further. For example, if I say some of the benefits of participating in National Service Program are develop good habits and make new friends. That would do. Okay? Meaning that you don't have to explain every point. Every point, one example, you don't have to do that. Okay? Because there is no word count for these, meaning you can write as brief as you can. Okay, understand? You need to copy this. Okay, so we'll take like another 1 minute break before we go into our last topic, which is the formal letter. Wow, I have new followers. You guys are fast. Actually, do you need this 1 minute? No, kan? Okay lah, we'll just proceed lah. Then we can finish early, right? It's already 4:30. Okay, let's try to clap your hands again now. Single clap. Single clap. That's not single. Single clap. I know who the culprit is. Single clap. Double clap. Triple clap. Quadruple clap. Okay, multiple claps. So, formal letter. What's a formal letter? When do you write a formal letter? To your school. That is to whom? When? When do you need to write a formal letter? To headmaster lagi? To complain some more. When else do you need to write a formal letter? To complain some more? Application. You want to apply for a job or a scholarship or you want to enter a college, for example. Some more, you have application and complaint just now. Permission. You want to ask for permission lagi? If you no longer want to work at a place, what letter do you write to your boss? Resignation letter. Okay, so these are some of the types of formal letter. We have letter of complaint, application, asking permission, if you want to request for something, resignation, and also inquiry, if you have questions to ask, okay? So, this is supposed to be discussed just now. This is the suggested timing breakdown for your 45-minute directed writing. Use your 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes to plan and structure. For example, just now you have 12 points. Use that first 10 minutes to think of which point do you want to elaborate further, how many paragraphs do you want to write, or is there any additional point you want to add. And then your 30 minute for your writing, and the last 5 minutes for your rechecking and also correction if needed. All right? So this would be for your this is the suggested timing breakdown for your directed writing. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's discuss on the format of your formal letter. There are as opposed to this one contains only 6 format, but your formal letter contains 15 format, which is more. But the essay itself would be quite short as compared to informal letter. Number 1, what's the first format you should write? Address. Terus ke ada sebelum address, what do you write? Sorry? Whose name? The sender's name. So for example, if I write the letter, and then my address. What's my address? What's after sender's address? What line? Sender's address. Straight line? How straight? Like this? Long line? This is also long. Horizontal line. Okay. And then after the line, under the line, the receiver's name. This is a complaint letter lah. I want to complain to a boutique owner because I bought a defect address. Okay, so if you know the name of the receiver, you write down the name. But usually a formal letter is given to an organization, right? So what's important is you write the position of the receiver. So if it's a boutique owner, you can say the founder, for example. Boutique, and then the address of the receiver. Okay. After the address, what else do you write? Sorry, date. Where should you write the date? At the last line of the receiver's address. What's the date today? 4th August. Oh yeah, today is 3rd. I live in the future, you see. Okay? And then, what do you write after the date? Ada garis tak? Is there any line that you need to write? No, okay. Do you write the title first or the salutation first? The salutation. So what kind of salutation do you write here? Dear cousin? Dear sir. If the receiver is a female? What happens if you don't know the gender of the receiver? Yes, dear sir / madam. But if you already know the gender, you choose either one, all right? And then the title. This is a complaint letter, right? What's the format of writing the title? Do you have to write all in capital or only the first letter of the word? The answer is both are accepted. Okay? So what's the letter about? Complaint. A complaint about tulis macam ni je lah. Is this all? Is this how you write your title? How you have to underline the title. Okay, let's go into your first paragraph. What do you write in your first paragraph? The purpose of you writing. So go straight forward. Remember, this is a formal letter. If you were to write a complaint to a milk factory, for example, for buying milk that is already rotten or anything, you don't go beating around the bush. Dear President, I hope you are in the pink of health. Recently, I bought a tin of milk from your company. No, just go straight into saying remember, there is no indentation here, right beside the line. I am writing. Why do you write the letter? To complain about, you go on talking about what you want to complain about. That's all. And then you write numbers for other paragraphs. After you have finished the essay, what do you write? You want to thank him or her? Thank you. After thanking the receiver, the closing, complimentary closing, yours sincerely. And then your signature. Is this all? Your name and position, if any. If you are a representative of your neighborhood committee, you write down your position, okay? All right, so let's have a look at the question. Which page is it? 13, yes. I'll read the question to you. You have just returned from a visit to Indah Recreational Park. You find the park in poor condition. Write a letter of complaint to the town council based on the notes you have made. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 notes are given to indicate 12 points, okay? When writing the letter, remember to lay out the letter correctly and use all the notes given. Are you supposed to write, is it compulsory for you to add some other points? No, because you are not instructed to do so. My first question to you is, who is the receiver of this letter? Town council. What's a town council? Kalau you nak write actual address nanti, what's a town council? Majlis Hari Jadi. Majlis Perbandaran. If you are from If you stay in Taman Melati or Gombak, for example, what's the Majlis Perbandaran for your area? Anyone from Gombak? No. Okay lah. If you stay in Kuala Lumpur, what's the Majlis Perbandaran for your say? DBKL. What does DBKL stand for? Dewan Bandaraya Kuala Lumpur. But you have to write the position here. What's the position of the people you want to send the letter to? What's the highest position of the town council? What's the highest position in the town council? Chairman, okay? So you address your letter to the chairman of your town council. But make sure, please be logical with your essay. If you wish to say Indah Recreational Park is in Kuantan, for example, you don't send your letter to MBSA in Shah Alam. So you send your letter to Majlis Perbandaran Kuantan in Kuantan. So you must, this one, you must observe the logic behind every point, okay? What else? Do we need to, okay, I'll let you write all this, one paragraph here, and also 1 point on not enough facilities and no restaurant. That's all. Can you start writing now? Before that, these are the do's and don'ts in writing a formal letter. Especially when you write a complaint letter, you may be a bit disappointed or upset or angry with what just happened, right? But you cannot write emotionally. For example, I can't stand, how do you express your dissatisfaction? I am so mad with people from your town council. Have you done anything to rectify the matter? So don't go and lash out your anger like that. You must be courteous throughout your essay. Okay, try and write your first paragraph containing your purpose and your second paragraph. Second paragraph should be a maximum of 3 sentences would do. Because of the time constraint, we'll just discuss the sentences together lah. Okay, I have provided this for you. You have to address your letter to the chairman of Majlis Perbandaran Selayang, because I stay in Selayang. Okay, no, I mean the I in this letter. And then, how do you write the title of your letter? Complain about? Okay, you can write complain about Indah Recreational Park, or if you want to write longer, you can say complain about the poor condition at Indah Recreational Park. Both are acceptable. Because of the space constraint here, I'll just write Indah Recreational Park. Okay, now your introduction paragraph. I am writing this letter to complain about what? About the poor condition at Indah Recreational Park. Now, do you want to write more in the first paragraph? No, remember, in formal letter, it should be precise, straightforward, and brief. Second point, you must include not enough facilities and no restaurants. How do you start your sentence? Any suggestion? Okay, firstly, I notice that there are not enough facilities there. There. Okay. Firstly, I notice that there are not enough facilities there. That's very straightforward. So you might want to include what are the facilities that are not there. Give some examples. Oh, okay. An example is given here. Firstly, I noticed that there are not enough facilities there. There are no restaurants for people to buy any food at the park. Very easy, very straightforward, simple sentences, no bombastic words. Okay? Remember, don't go beating around the bush for formal letter. Imagine how many complaints does a Majlis Perbandaran get every day, and you want to write a surat cinta for them, they wouldn't have the time to read your letter. So be very brief, go straight forward to your point. There is no word count for your first essay. So you can write as short as you want, as long as all points are there. All right, and all the format are there also. Oh, this is how you end. For example, you have finished talking, complaining. We'll go here. How do you end your formal letter? What do you write in your closing paragraph? You want to write down what you hope the receiver would do. So what I wrote there, I appreciate if, okay, for example, this is point number 5. What do you want him, the town council, to do? Yes. Oh, okay, I ubah sikit. Okay, I appreciate if immediate actions are taken. Thank you. Okay, this is a sample of a passive voice. Doesn't matter who takes the action, what's important, actions are taken. So I appreciate if immediate actions are taken. Thank you. Very short, very straightforward. And you are precise with what you want. And then you write down your complimentary closing, your signature, and also your name. If, let's say, you are a representative of your residential committee, residential committee, you write down your position, but there is no indication in the instruction, you can just write down your name. Okay? We have come to the end of the seminar. What are the topics covered today? Number 1, summary writing. Second topic, on passive voice, grammar. Number 3, informal letter. And this one, formal letter. Remember I mentioned just now, even if you have already known this beforehand, this is the knowledge you have prior coming to this seminar, consider this as a revision, because you will need this knowledge, especially the grammar part, not only for your exam, but also for your English daily usage. Understand? Okay, I think that is all from me. Before I pass the floor to the MC, can I ask for everyone to stay, because can we take a group photo after we finish all this? Okay. Final clap. Get ready with your clap. Remember your multiple claps just now? Single clap. No, not enough, not powerful enough. Single clap, double clap, single clap, triple clap, multiple claps. Okay, thank you everyone.